How are you doing, Sagittarius Ascendants? Fiery Sagittarius Ascendants. You've got some issues coming up in work and some behind the scenes hidden stuff. So we're going to talk about it in this video. We're going to talk about the Mars. We're going to talk about the Mars in your house of work and health, by the way, work and health. And opposing that is your 12th house, which is where Uranus is at, which is surprise. Uranus represents shocks and surprises, okay? Uranus is a beautiful energy. It's not to be feared. Surprises can always be beautiful. And if you're a Sag ascendant, you know this all too well, that surprises can be the most wonderful thing. And you typically have a strong inclination and belief that it's going to work out, right? That it's going to work out to your benefit in some way, shape, or form. So let's go over the important dates that this Mars on one end and Uranus on the other are going to be highly active. And highly active meaning, well, things could escalate. And they could escalate to the degree where you have to actually really monitor your thoughts, your words, and your actions, and be aware that because of the intense energy and the great opposition that these two set up, things can escalate quickly, okay? So remember, this is in your house of work and health. It's also the house of my daily routines. Keep that in mind, your daily routines. What do you do every day? Some people stop at a certain place for coffee every day, right? Some people go to a certain place for breakfast every day, okay? So it doesn't necessarily mean it's specifically routines at work, but whatever is part of your daily routine is where you have is where you have, let's reverse this. I said, well, maybe I didn't, is where you have Uranus. You have Uranus in your 6th house. So having Uranus in your 6th house is all about surprises, okay? Now, at this time, if you've got Mars on the other end, it means your surprises might be probably a little sharper. They might not be as refined and as beautiful as you would like for them to be. Because of the fact that Uranus is in Taurus, it will have a tendency to express in a beautiful money way, right? Because it's ruled by Venus, so it's all about things that I like. It's about things being peaceful, okay? It's about compatibility, okay? It's about art and creativity. It's about the finer things in life. Bottom line, it's about high quality stuff, okay? It's also very earthy, and it's also very food orientated. That is also Taurus. Now, on the opposing side is Mars, and that's in your 12th house in Scorpio. No, your 12th house is where you have, yeah, I'm on track. I'm double thinking and I'm doubting, and I can't do that, so I have to let go of the mind. Your 12th house is where you've got Scorpio. Now, we should discuss the 12th house. The 12th house is the behind the scenes, the hidden. It is also known as the location of our hidden enemies. Okay? I don't like talking about this house in that manner. But at this time, this doesn't mean there's somebody lurking around the corner with a knife. That's not what I mean by hidden enemies, okay? It just means that out of the blue, you and somebody who you may not even know, right? Hidden, right? Someone who you're not even aware of, just comes out of the blue. And for whatever reason, you just don't like each other. It's typically someone from a past life. It's typically your souls recognize each other. Your personalities may not, but your souls do. And so there's this uneasiness, okay? And it's for no apparent reason. It's hidden. You don't understand it. And that's okay. We all meet people like that, right? We didn't come to have to intrinsically love every personality and how they express, all right? It's simply an understanding. The only place, in my belief, where we have to come to terms with loving one another is I value you are a being. You are a living being, and so I honor those degrees of deity within you. You're divine in that sense that you exist. You're divine in that sense that you have this vehicle, the vehicle that I have, right? We have that commonality. And so it's the personalities that we may rub the wrong way. It's our past life stuff. That's the 12th house. The past life stuff comes in. So there's surprises like, oh my God, I don't get it. We just don't get along. I can't figure it out, right? It's a really good possibility that might be the case right now, and that's okay. Just understand not to make anything bigger than it needs to be out of it, okay? Because with Mars there, actually Mars being there, Mars actually might be weakened a little bit in the physical world, because the 12th house is the non-physical world, all right? But I would want to express a caution here. Having that there might be a tendency for certain people when they're under stress, because Mars is there and Mars feels like it has to do something. So in doing something in the 12th house, the house of Pisces, it's also known as the house of I need to escape. So you're going to feel a strong need when something occurs. I need to go somewhere. Sometimes you can physically escape and sometimes you cannot physically escape. So when people can't physically escape, but yet they need to, what do? Right? They grab a bottle, or they grab a pill, or they do this, or they do that. Some people sit down, they just watch a movie to escape, or they pick up a good book and they escape. Some people put on the headphones, listen to the music for an hour, and that's how they escape. Some people meditate, and that's how they escape. And that's what this 12th house is. So it's a great time for locking into 12th house capabilities, which is meditation, which is connecting to source, which is creating, being very creative, listening to what comes in. Sound is a big deal for Pisces. Sound, listening to the music of the spheres, listening to the sounds that come in. You may hear sounds. Just relish that. Just take that kind of as a gift, because Scorpio is there, because Mars is there. It's this, I need to do something with it. Meditate. If you haven't meditated before, if you had a hard time meditating in the past, this might be a good time to do that. I know for some people they feel like, but meditation isn't doing something. You're right. For some people it's not, because it's just sitting still. But I'm going to tell you a little secret that you might be aware of, or you might not. You can be doing something that puts you in a meditative space, because it keeps the busy part of the other side of the mind active. I have a friend, she will sit and knit. And for her to sit and knit puts her in a meditative space. She says she can sit there and knit and she'll hear things, she'll see things. Like it keeps the active side of her brain, which she can't turn off. It keeps it focused on this one thing. And it being focused on this one thing, right? It's got all the faculties drawn to this one thing. It then, in essence, calms that side. It calms it because it's a repetitive thing. So what does that mean? It means get engaged into a creative thing. If you can get engaged into a creative thing, which is what I've been recommending to people, it gives you the opportunity to hear more clearly. Some of us can hear, some of us can't hear. Some of us can hear, but then at other times in our lives, it's like, oh my God, I'm hearing nothing. I'm completely locked off from the universe right now. I'm not hearing my guides. I'm not hearing any information. I'm dead in the water, man. There's nothing happening. So what you want to do is find a way to get calm. That is the best way. And typically when we're creating, we get calmer because we engage the other side of the brain. All right. And this is what I'm talking about. Activities that will engage the other side of the brain. So you can go for a peaceful walk and receive a ton of information. This was huge in my life. I no longer get that, no longer have that. I no longer can do that. However, I have found other ways in which to receive, in which to connect, which we all have to do. We all have to figure that out. We all have to have, our bucket filled with different abilities and options for all areas of our lives, because that's just what it is. You never want to have just one egg in one bucket, right? You got to have lots of baskets around with tons of eggs in each basket, right? So that's kind of what life teaches us in general. And so at this time for Sagittarius Ascendant, from the 21st to the 28th, you want to be aware of the ability to maybe get into feuds with people, for people to maybe say shocking things to you, and for you to maybe say shocking things to other people that are part of your daily routines, that are part of things that you do. Like maybe every day you go to the gym, right? That would be a daily routine, and it would involve health. And for Sag, that's where this is. That's where this Uranus is. So the opposition is in your 6th and your 12th house. And so the 6th house, like I said, daily routines, and it involves health. For a lot of people, hello, Daily routine and health means my workout. Some people work out at home. Some people just go outside and they jog and they run. Some people go to a gym. And so they're sharing space with other people, right? You know how this looks in your life. You can figure it out. You understand. So you're on alert from the 21st to the 28th. It just means be aware, everybody that you see, they are all having their buttons pressed at some spot in their life, in their chart. We're all experiencing this, okay? And so if we all understand, damn, we're all just trying to get through this together, then it gives us a different way of being. It gives us a new level of understanding where we can have greater compassion to at least like have a plan in your mind. If there's someone at the gym or if there's somebody in your life, somebody at work that annoys the piss out of you. And this week it's like, okay, my buttons are going to get pushed. Knowing in advance your buttons are going to get pushed, okay? Knowing in advance will help you to respond in a way that in which you are focused ahead of time on how to be clear and concise and express it kindly, right? But to be concise and clear so that you feel like you said what you had to say and hopefully are heard. Now, at the same time, you're still going to have a drive. You're still going to have a desire and a passion to just do something with it other than that. And I'm not suggesting, of course, going and physically doing something to anybody. Of course not. What I am suggesting, though, is to make yourself go and get physical. Get involved in some sort of projects. This is a great time for that because the 6th house is projects also. So you can get a lot done with this energy. Make yourself use this time to be focused on your work, to be focused on all your projects. Create projects. It'll be a great way to produce a large amount of work. All right? And with that, I'm out. Thank you, Sag.